welcome to True to Blueprint. After we played a perfect game, that was beautiful. I know Pittsburgh made some big mistakes, but still, we owned them. There was nothing they could do that was good enough. Mary's not going to say much today. She might croak a word or two, but the reason that we're a little late on this one is because sickness, man, freaking viruses, and, other people doing shit like dying and acting like morons.
How dare they?
They're not the same person. My person acted like a moron. She had a death in the family. So, and frankly, at some point I may have to use my show to talk to the person who screwed up my life, but we're not there yet. Now, let's get back to the Toronto Maple Leafs. The quote is from Shakespeare, "Nothing can seem foul to those who win." This is about the difference between winning foul and winning fair, or winning dirty and winning not clean, but in a more honest way. Obviously, in athletics, a lot of advantages are gotten by cheating. Now, there's a big difference between I only pretended to keep the puck in the zone. I only pretended to hurt that much when it happened. Those things are ordinary cheats. We can do that stuff. Knocking it down all the time with your glove or a stick that's probably too high, if you can get away with it. But this is not about that kind of cheating. And whether you like it or not, when your team wins, everything they did suddenly becomes holy and, virtuous. Virtuous team does that. Virtuous team. It's probably not true. And when people tell you that your team did things or the referee calls you a bunch of times, oh well, if you win the game, it really doesn't matter, okay? You can't worry about that crap. Everything about the game was perfect because you won. That's right. Now, you can play in that way called fair, good, efficient, and still lose. A lot of that's getting in your own head. All of this is along the same lines. You can't be double checking what you're doing. You either know how to do this or you don't. Just play. No one asked you to think. And I think most of us know that when you think about things that you physically do well, that's when you get hurt. That's when stupid crap happens, although I guess, accidents aren't all created equal or whatever, but don't get on my nerves.
Let's not go there.
No, let's not go there. Now, I'm going to make a real bold appeal here. The people help me spread this.
Spread it like a virus.
Like a virus. Right, exactly. Make everyone not able to speak or get up in the morning and make them have to do this to watch a show.
Unless the words that come out of their mouth when they wake up in the morning is TTP.
What is
Must
that?
have.
Yes, that's right. I won't be happy until people wait. And, it could be that TTB is habit forming.
I got a fever. It's a TTP fever.
Wait a minute. Where's that from?
I don't know, but it's got me.
It comes to the idea that you people are still traumatized. Trauma's a good thing. I love trauma. Trauma saved my life. Now, if you can live through a trauma, what happens to you is you suddenly get what they call hypervigilant. Hypervigilant makes you the fiercest forechecker. Okay? Hypervigilant people who've lost control to the point where their mind sort of snapped for a while, that's what happens to little kids when they get picked. I bet Mitch Marner is as great as he is because some people did the nice, considerate thing and bullied that guy, okay? That's right. And they made him tough. Now, I don't want people getting, a group of people descended on the lone black person and beat them to death. No, that's not bullying, okay? That's violence. Bullying is calling you Mighty Mouse, okay? And that's certainly, no, I'm not calling you that. Mitch,
I was bullying you.
Oh, you were bullying me. Well, see, that's the thing. I don't like how they look at me. You can't control how they look at you, but let me tell you what. If you make it illegal for them to say certain things, they never going to look at you any different. In fact, what's going on in their head then? You got to know where the threats are coming from, okay? That's why Mitch is a genius on the ice. He's not fooling himself into believing he's some great player, and maybe Austin, with all his dominance the whole time and being physically big, he's not ready for it. He's like, nobody can hurt me. Whoa, somebody hurt me. Okay, you gotta learn. Somebody can always hurt you physically. Emotionally, you gotta let them, but physically, somebody can always hurt you. And you're really, truly great talents like Mitch Marner. They know that. They know that before they go to school. They know that. And as I'm reading about him, you know, he shouldn't have even made this team by now, by most people's estimates. And we all know that Mark Hunter loves to have huge guys, okay? He's the one, everybody says, oh, he got this slow guy, and he got that slow guy, and Gautier, and this and that and the other thing. But when it came down to it, in that draft year, it was him who saw the transcendent ability of Mitch Marner. He slipped to 19th in the OHL draft. And I tell you, there's 18 teams that were kicking themselves that they didn't understand how good this kid was. And that's what they do. These ones you pick on until they're so, you know, that's how it is. That's the trauma. Right, you have to. Believe me, when you've been traumatized to a certain point, eyes in the back of your head aren't a luxury. They're a necessity. Mm-hmm. You have to have it. And this is, hockey is honest. The rest of life, which is why I can't, you know, the whole, let's not get deeply into social media here.
Let's not do that.
No, but it's not. People aren't honest. People don't deal with the consequences of their actions or their words or anything. They don't. They just assert what they want to assert and go flying. Hockey doesn't let you do that. You are accountable out there. Hockey's going too fast for anybody to be devising big dramatic strategies like, you know, say your family could do against you, because for some reason they just don't think you're worth being the same as them. Okay? And when this all goes on, hockey answers that question. If you wonder why you love hockey, it's because there's no way that hockey is able to be engineered. Some of you believe Batman makes people win and lose. He can't do that. First of all, I'd have to want to. And let me apologize right now, okay? When I fell in love with hockey, it was like 1968 to 1974 was my honeymoon with hockey. I was absorbing hockey as fast as I could, but the world was trying to put a lot of other stuff into my head. So for years, I called the former president of the league, who was named Ron Ziegler. Now, Ron Ziegler was a special prosecutor. He was being prosecuted in Watergate. These guys are like hanging around at the same time. There's got a John Ziegler and a Ron Ziegler, and they became the same person. So when I write stuff like that, that's the proof I'm in my 60s, okay? I don't have 10 kids to call them all by a name. So, but, and were you the one who had the person in their family who gave the strange names to rock groups and songs?
My dad thought that he knew the names of songs and the names of rock groups, like Simon and Garfunkel. He called Garmin and Funkel.
Garmin and Funkel. Mm-hmm. They should have considered that, I think. No, okay. So, and he wasn't even that old at the time.
Right.
So this is just something that happens to people.
Right. It's probably in his, not even 50 yet, maybe.
And I figure I got enough leverage with you guys to have been wrong about a name. I'm not going to be wrong about a lot. In fact, this week I turned out to be right. But I'm going to make mistakes like that. That's why you got to write down below. Give me hell. Come at me. I love it, you guys. You're acting like, well, when Mark Antony, went to Egypt. And
Were
Cleopatra,
you there?
I was there.
Okay.
Cleopatra had committed suicide, and he no longer had a claim to the shared throne of Egypt and Rome. And he wanted to fight someone so badly. But he wasn't important anymore, so nobody would fight him. He had to actually fall on his own sword, or have somebody hold it for him. Nobody's really sure. It wasn't like there was a ton of people there when it happened. They were ignoring him. He didn't mean anything anymore. I believe that you smart hockey fans who watch this show, you don't treat me like, because you know me and I'm like friendly and affable and outgoing, and you know you could probably drop by my house and I'd just love to have you over.
She would.
So when you print things from the World Hockey Feed, and I mean, I am so sad I ever got mad at the editor-in-chief. Next to World Hockey Feed, the editor-in-chief is downright right every time. World Hockey Feed says things like, report Gardner and Nylander to be traded to Carolina for this one. And, you know,
Oh, so they just make stuff up.
they just make stuff up. And then you people run with it. Okay, all right, sick of fighting City Hall. Go ahead, run. Run with me too then. People share other videos and say, this is a great video, or this guy's full of it. Do that to me. Do it to me. We need an audience here. Because I'm the one who's been saying to you some of the things nobody else has said. And later you'll go, well, which one was that in where you were right before anybody else was? And I'm not good at bookkeeping. I already told you that. I have a
She's good at being delightful.
like today, aren't I? Aren't I delightful? Do you know how to smize? That's important. What?
It's waiting for your eyes to bleed.
No, right?
Oh, okay.
Smizing so hard. That was hilarious. Yeah. As the season goes on, like television will start, and RuPaul's Drag Race, and Supernatural, episodes that I'll have to talk about. There's going to be stuff. TV is going to creep in, and I'm going to use it because I use Shakespeare, and I use football, and I use whatever I have. That's what being a smart person gets you, a lot of resources at your fingertips. It's called Google, man. We're all smart. I mean,
Well,
I don't Google.
do we act on it?
Yeah.
You know, we all have it at our fingertips, but do we actually act on it?
Well, I don't know. I'm wondering if
It seems
Nylander...
like some of the people are not.
I'm wondering if old Willie Nylander...
Oh, no, please.
No, it has to be said. He has no leverage. On December 1st, he's ineligible for the season, but it's not like next year he can sign with someone else. It's not like the year after that he can sign with someone else. If they make an offer sheet, whatever team makes that offer has to pay him his bloated idea of what he thinks he deserves and give up 4 draft picks. Nobody's going to do that.
So 24 days until it's not Christmas. Well,
No,
Christmas
it's
for New
not.
Year. What will we call it?
And they say, I gotta stick to my guns. You don't stick to your guns when they're not bloody loaded. Okay? He's sitting across the table from Kyle Dubas, who holds his future in his hands. That's a howitzer. That's a rocket launcher. William Nylander's sitting there with a penknife going, I'm not giving in. I'm not. No, in 5 years you don't get to give in. Then you're in charge of your life. Right now your rights are owned. Get your ass to the table, sign a damn contract, either play hockey and make that money, because right now he's not making anything. He's holding out. And if he holds out and it lasts the whole year, the amount of money he could have made this year would make up for all the money he's not going to make on the contract. I mean, come on. But then people thought Alabama was going to lose on Saturday. Alabama never going to lose again. All right? Alabama's the best football team in the country. And they always are. Okay, well, I got to tell you, the other thing that pissed me off is that people are saying, well, we should sign Marner. We could have got him for cheap. as much as I hate Willie, like, inflating his own worth, I hate more the idea that somebody would think, oh, we could have underpaid Mitch for how good he is. Because you had these other ideas about him, and now he's coming into his own, and he's playing like he owns the game. And he doesn't want to play for anybody but the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm sure he would if they tried to screw him. But the fact is, he has shown a real desire to be on the Toronto Maple Leafs. There's a quote, and I really wish I'd have copied it because then my phone fritzed out and I couldn't find it again, where his coach in juniors says Mitch wants to be the guy who puts the C on his sweater and wins the Stanley Cup for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Whenever I suggest that Mitch should be the captain, y'all look at me like I'm crazy. He's too small, he doesn't score enough. What? Captain isn't a hockey job. There's no point in having a captain. If you're going to give it out as an honor, it's good to give it to Mitch as anybody else. He is got blue blood going through his veins. Hey, Charlotte hasn't been here. That's because she's got this VGK face. Her face is, it looks just like the VGK logo.
Where she's at right now.
No. And she's pissed at us because, we just sat and talked and we didn't even play with her. And she was right here, but now, hell with you. That's the other thing. Char wants to be a big star. She heard about these cats going viral on the internet. She's been on what, 5 episodes? Is she viral? No. Let's do this thing. I'll be better and better. Believe me, I will be so good when I'm popular that you guys won't want to watch me anymore. Okay, then I'll have to go look for another audience. We're going to do some songs. We're going to do some comedy. We're going to talk about television. We're going to loosen up. Frankly, I can't keep telling you things you refuse to hear. But I can keep telling you things as I see the insight. And we are, going to talk somewhat about hockey. I didn't steal. Will somebody please tell me who Montgomery is and what his seminar is that Kevin O'Reilly told me? Well, you just stole that right from the seminar of some guy named Montgomery. He didn't say some guy.
Didn't he say you paraphrased? Something
Well, he said that straight out of his workshop, yeah. No, I gave an off-the-cuff comment describing possession hockey because O'Reilly saw it, and I was very excited about it, but I didn't think he put it in the best terms. And around me were people saying, yeah, the coach, he can't stop them when they're like, he's not trying to stop them. Somebody's got to be unpopular. So whatever the senator said, Mike goes to his own breakfast table every morning, like he said today. And those people are who matter. What they think of you at any given moment. It matters. Your team, somebody's got to make the unpopular decisions. Somebody's got to decide basically who lives and who dies.
And you can't worry about whose feelings you're going to hurt.
You can't. Winning. Our product is winning. We're not running a jobs program for unemployed Swedish skaters. We're trying to win hockey, so when you say, well, jeopardize your product to pay me, I don't know. That's just not a really good sign of someone's intelligence. But hopefully we don't have to have a funeral for the mind. Today we're going to legalize weed in the state of Michigan. If we don't, it better not be by one vote. And
it's still going to take, they have to
No,
certify
months,
the vote,
yeah.
so it's going to take 3 to 4 weeks anyway. So
and then they got to set up
December.
the systems. No, it'll be
Right.
spring.
They
That's
can-
what
People
happened.
can still with medical marijuana cards. People
Oh,
can
I
still
got
get
my
one.
card, man. I got my card.
I do my research. I know
She
my
does her
stuff.
research. She would never, ever, lie to you. And I don't either. I'm capable of hyperbole, but not lies. We're going to beat the VGK tonight, which is why Charlotte is hiding, because her face, I'm telling you, I'll probably put that up as a thumbnail, or I'll at least put it up here in the video. A picture of Charlotte's face, so you can see how VGK she really is. Everyone, go Leafs, go! And I'll be back. I promise.